a competitive field of 9, and representing Latvia, Bulgaria, Austria, Russia, Armenia, Ukraine, Poland, and Belarus. Sargis Marty Rossion there for Austria, a bronze medalist at the Europeans last year. And Timur Naniev of Russia. Haven't seen him on an international stage now for some 4 years. 2 Russians involved, and this is Rodion Bochkov. He more recently in action at the World Championships in Turkmenistan in Ashgabat. Simon Marty Rossion, the world champion. His younger brother, Arsen, competed a little earlier today in the 102 kilo class, finished 6th in that category. Roman Zaitsev, well, that's the best he's ever done at world level. And the next man, Arkadiusz Michalski, bronze medalist. Just recently, that was early November that he got that bronze medal once again in Ashgabat. And Andrei Aramanov coming back to the sport, very experienced, arguably the most experienced man on the platform today. Well, the spread is 25 kilos, sounds a lot, but this was the best man in the B group, representing Spain. 2 good attempts, this his 3rd one. Rees.
He took 170, 175, and this the 180. A bit wobbly at the bottom, but that's good enough for the lead in the snatch. And that's the weight these lifters will be trying to surpass. And that's a pretty respectable lift from the B group.
Yeah, young man, just 22, but in the clean and jerk, Christoph of Bulgaria. This is 2nd attempt. He didn't need a 3rd attempt to win the clean and jerk gold.
He didn't take the 3rd attempt. Maybe he may regret that long term, because this is, remember, only the B group. But 204, is that going to play a part? I doubt it in the A group, but that was a strong lift.
Yeah, the best of the B group, and here the opening weights that each of the gentlemen have posted as a result of their work in the warm-up room backstage. Now, records. Well, here you can see the world champion has set plenty of records here. The snatch standard has not been reached, but we'll see whether that might be something on his mind. But Marty Rossion, representing Armenia, very talented. By the way, just to say, you'll see a lot of Marty Rossions around. They're not all related. So Sargis Marty Rossion from Austria, no relation to Simon. So just about 10 seconds before we get underway. Would you have a favourite or two for this, Michaela?
To me, there's one standout lifter here, and it's really down to the rest of the field to try and catch him, and that's Simon Marty Rossion representing Armenia. He's the man with all the credentials. He's also got the biggest opening weights posted, 185 on the snatch, 225 on the clean and jerk.
Roman Zaitsev to get us underway, this 32-year-old Ukrainian. One of the outsiders, really, today in this class. But as Michaela explained, if you take Marty Rossion out of the equation, then it's pretty close.
Very close indeed. Tentative start for Zaitsev, representing the Ukraine, but that will do for the 1st attempt.
Ukrainians, they usually feature in the heavier classes.
He's not even wearing, I say, a proper weightlifting shoe. He's wearing the Adidas, basically all of the Adidas shoes that are funky colours. They've got a lower heel. So it's unusual to see a weightlifter choosing to wear one of those.
The cards on which the coaches fill in the changes. Also live with us today, the women's 87 kilo competition. You'll be able to see that a little later on Eurosport 2. Tatiana Kasharina looking for yet another European title, and if she does collect all 3 gold medals, probability is that Russia will end up at the top of the medal table. But we've also got the super heavyweights for you. Lasha Talakadze, the Olympic world and European champion, will have this place rocking. And I understand the Prime Minister is going to be in the hall as well. We've all had special stamps added to our passes to make sure that we're bona fide, so to speak. There's the warm-up room, which has served and worked well over the past 8 days. So Zaitsev, nobody else wanting the next weight, 169, the bar going to for Zaitsev, who's at this stage had enough time to recover. He's been 6th in Europe on a couple of occasions at the 105 class. This 109 class effectively replaces that in terms of Olympic categories.
Couple of steps around the platform, but that's fine. It's another good lift, 2 for 2.
Went to Qatar, to Doha for the Qatar Cup, end of last year, snatched 171. So he must be going there or thereabouts.
See here, I'm not sure he gets, yeah, he does get full extension, but as he comes off the floor, it's slightly forwards. These lifters are in and out of extension so quickly, sometimes you need the slow motion to check they have hit extension. By extension, I'm referring to the knees and the hips. We want a fully extended position, not a hyper-extended back position.
So, next man out will be Arkadiusz Michalski of Poland. By the way, the Ukraine won the 102 kilo men competition earlier today. Dmitry Shumak. Still 21 countries taking home medals. There might be 1 or 2 to add to that before the day is done. Michalski, 173 for his opener. He was in the World Championships, won by Simon Marty Rossion. This man was 3rd, snatched 175 kilos. Simon, 195.
Well, very nice lifting from Michalski. So precise with his movements. And that is going to lead, hopefully, to some consistent lifting.
European champion last year, but he's up against it today to hold on to that.
Did he beat Simon Martirosyan last year at the Europeans? I think he did. If I remember, I don't have recorded that Martirosyan was European champion. I know he's now world champion. But I think I remember him being very annoyed last year, having lost out on the title.
So Zaitsev, a couple of kilos more than he lifted in Doha most recently. Go back in history, 180 would be a personal best for him, but at the moment concentrating on getting these attempts in. So this for 3 out of 3.
Well, that's a good effort. That was tough, challenging. He had to work at the bottom to stop it going backwards.
But goes into 3rd place behind Michalski. And both of those guys at the moment, well, they're 7 kilos shy of the B group leader, Marcos Ruiz of Spain. Good effort by Marcos in the B group earlier today. 22 years of age, European junior champion 2 or 3 years ago. Another Spanish improver. And now Artur Plesniaks from Latvia. Latvians have been performing well here. Artur, 27. It's been as good as second in the world a couple of seasons ago. Usually able to snatch round about 180, 181, starting here on 175.
Let's put this in perspective. That 181 he did at the Olympic Games in 2016. So a 175 is a pretty decent opening lift for Arturs. Nice technically. Sits in, stands very strong.
He's been a champion of Europe. He won this category, or the 105, which was the equivalent, back in 2016 in Ferde. Simon Marty Rossion, who we've mentioned quite a few times, he was the champion back in 2017. Russia have had a pretty strong presence in this particular weight category over the years. The likes of Demyanov and Bedyanyan, I should say, and Shmortskov. This is Gospodinov. So opening up on the kilos that he finished on at the World Championships last year, 176.
Drops his chest off the floor. That's what caused the bar to go forwards. He used the 4-meter platform to full advantage.
Takes him up into second place. Owen Boxall for Great Britain was lifting earlier on in the B group. Didn't go that well, only 2 out of 6, Mikhaila, for him, so it'd be really disappointing for that. He had a 155 snatch and a 190 clean and jerk for 345.
Yeah, let's put it in perspective though. He has had a bad run of injury, so firstly it's nice to see him back on the platform, and hopefully now this will be a stepping stone to trying to build some decent qualification points for himself going into Tokyo.
First of the 2 Russians, 24 years old, Timur Naniev. Go back a few years, he's been a decent achiever.
A common trademark of the Russians is how solid they are in that receiving position, and he doesn't disappoint.
Again, in the 105 class, he's been a European silver medalist, but that was 5 years ago.
Yeah, and let's put this into perspective. At best, we have him recorded as a 194. Well, remember, the whole Russian team have been out with a doping ban, but this is a considerably lower performance.
And Arkadiusz Michalski for Poland. Just a 3 kilo increase to take him to 176. If he does it, there's a bit of a traffic jam at that particular number. Lots of people at it. Good lifting.
Yeah, 2 from 2. So only good enough to take him into 4th place. Remember, the 180 is the weight we had from the B group. Marcos Ruiz representing Spain. Well, I said that might well feature here in this A group. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, the Austrian with his contingent of fans, they do follow him faithfully. And this is the Austrian Sargis Marty Rossion. Excellent bronze medal last year. This is, though, a more competitive turnout this year. Nonetheless, 182 is what he achieved last year on his way to a total of 384.
See how wide the hands are. That's a real effort to stand still. And he's done it just.
In his early 30s. Good to see the smile.
Yeah, this was a big effort for an opening lift. Watch what happens. Tips forwards a little off the floor. The hands are so wide. The wider the hands are, technically the less distance the bar has to travel. That does put the wrists under a significant strain.
Well, those countries who competed like last year, like Sargis, they'll have all realised that with those 7 European countries that were banned coming back into the competition, that inevitably things would get tougher. But as you rightly said, we've seen consistently through this week that those who were posting, well, shall we say, numbers that left us with a big question mark over them.
Slightly unbelievable numbers.
Yeah,
it's nice to see. Yeah, it's nice to see that those countries that were doping now have a significant reduction in their weights. It makes it slightly more of a level playing field, but I still don't agree with it. I think there's still significant gains that can be had through years of misusing and abusing. And those lifters have had assistance to get to top weights, artificial weights almost. And now they have muscle memory. It makes it a lot easier to get back and still be competitive at this level.
So Arkadiusz Michalski's been going along nicely. Now he's asked for another 3 kilos to take him to 179. He still wouldn't overtake Marcos Ruiz, but he's got his plan. He knows where he wants to go.
That's lovely lifting from Arkadiusz Michalski, representing Poland, 3 out of 3. And that is a really nice series of lifts.
Yeah, he's finished there on the same number of kilos that he lifted in Rio, which ultimately earned him a 7th place finish.
Yeah, and this is a really good start to the competition, David. I know I'm tempting fate now, this is commentator's fate, but not a single red light on the board.
Yeah, I sort of wish you hadn't said that. But
it's gonna happen at some point. I have never, ever in my entire career seen a whole competition where everybody succeeds in every lift.
Arturs Plesniks from Latvia now.
But also, most of the lifters have already opened their campaign. There's only 3 lifters yet to begin. So it just shows how tight this group is.
Second attempt, 5 kilo increased, 180 to put him up into silver, because remember, Marcos Ruiz got to 180 first, being in the B group, so he will still have the advantage. Very focused.
Certainly is. He's looking good here as well. This is probably the best I've seen him move. He sometimes has a tendency to be a little lethargic, but right here he's looking pretty sharp. Good positions, looks confident. Extension is good, speed, the transition dropping under is excellent.
What I really appreciate about Artur is if you look back over the last 4 seasons, you know, he's achieved in 2015, he got a bronze medal in the Worlds, 16 he won the Europeans, 17 he was a silver medalist in the Worlds, and, you know, 3rd in the Fire Cup just recently in 2018, so very consistent. Andrei Aronov, Belarus.
Oh, I don't know, David. He dropped his chest. Did that right elbow come unlocked?
2-1, majority in favour of the Beijing 2008
Not
Olympic
on the jury,
champion.
they weren't. It was split decision by the jury, but they had 3-2 against. Very split decision. More a case of dropping the chest. Give him the benefit of the doubt on this one, but don't do it again.
Gospodinov now 5 kilos to add. Now this is to go into 2nd place because Aronov, with that majority decision in his favour, has overtaken the man in the B group, so he has the overall lead. So this is to go silver, although it's very early to be talking about medals.
Well, he's chuffed with that one. He had to work for it, but it wasn't a given. Still, we've only had good lifts. Not one failure in this group thus far.
Rodion Bochkov of Russia, Simon Marty Rossion of Armenia still to start. But here's the other Marty Rossion, the Austrian.
Well, 13 successive good lifts. Can Marty Rossion continue that?
I think this is
going to be where it may get disturbed.
Yeah, I think we were both thinking that because the first one was tough.
He's up 4 kilos as well.
Has done this weight.
Fair play, that was better than the opener. He has not disappointed.
No, I mean, well done. Well done. Started on some big numbers and, you know, that's keeping him very much in the mix. Maybe not for gold, but who knows?
No, but this was a much more convincing attempt. Look at the pressure on the wrists. Not even wearing wrist supports. The wrist is a vulnerable joint. Anybody out there who suffers with wrist pain, I would encourage you to wear something to protect that small joint.
And this is the other Russian, Rodion Bochkov. More about him after the lift, 182. Plenty of strength there.
We're on 15 good lifts, David. Have you ever seen this before?
Just got my fingers crossed here. Rodion, he went to Fuzhou in China last month, finished 2nd in the IWF World Cup event there. That was 181, but he's done 190 in the World Championships last year. And now Timur Naniev, his teammate, who's down in 8th place, but he does have 2 attempts. And this is a 6 kilo increase to take him up to 182, which would put him in 2nd place, just behind his teammate.
Lands it very well.
Well, this is a treat, an absolute
this really
treat.
is, and
if you're watching this at home and you're seeing some really, really good lifting, technically.
All of these lifters have been very good in the technical department. I, as people know from listening to me over the years, I'm very precise and, you know, outspoken when it comes to technique, and I won't hesitate to criticise, but we are being witness to some great lifting so far.
I just like Marty Rossion and Simon to come out and make his first attempt, and then everybody will have got their first attempt, which would be, you know, terrific. But it's Gospodinov who's coming out for 183 kilos. And again, this is the necessary kilo to put him into the lead. Runner-up to Simon Marty Rossion in the 2017 European Championships. And I've got this as being a new personal best if he makes it.
Or maybe the fact it was a new personal best attempt, he can be forgiven for disrupting the scoreboard. That is
well, it was inevitable. It was going to happen.
Oh, for sure.
So he stays for the moment down in fourth place, and well, there's a lot of them. There's the team, but there's also a fair few from the family who've made the journey from Austria to Georgia. 183. This would be a cracking little sequence if he can get this. And again, it would be a personal best by a kilo. Come on. Oh.
What a shame. That would have taken him to the lead as well. So close. That really was very, very close indeed.
Good effort.
Fully committed. Just fractionally forwards. It's important that that bar falls directly over your base of support. By that I'm referring to your feet. That was on his toes. Couldn't recover.
Yeah, just worth saying, I mean, Sargis has worked hard over recent years. He's really improved. I mean, as we said, he's very much an outsider for medals, but all credit to him for the way that he's worked in the last few seasons. And now Latvia again, and it's Arturas Pleasants. 4 kilo increase, and this, once again, would put the Latvian into the overall lead. It is his third attempt.
What a shame. That would have been a big personal best for him as well.
Experienced lifter. We've seen him on international stages now since 2008.
Almost jumped into it, jumped forwards fractionally.
Well, the next man on the stage is currently lying in third place there, Andrei Aronov. One has to mention that he is one athlete who did serve a disqualification, but not a very long one. It was actually for cannabis. Which I've never been sure actually improves your performance. May make you think that you're doing better, but...
Still careless from the athlete's point of view. Well, slowly strolls on, slowly strolls off. A moment of explosion in between. And These lifters generally only move quickly when they have a bar in their hands. And you see good explosion as the bar passes the knees. It's that acceleration that's also important.
But when he got that gold medal in the Olympic Games in Beijing, he snatched 200 kilos. Timur Naniev for Russia. Just dropped down to third place, 4-kilo increase for him to take him to 186 now. That would only put him up from from bronze to silver. So obviously feeling that this is the right level and not to over-egg it or push it too far.
What do the referees make of that? I saw movement in his right elbow. He's got it. I stand by what I saw. There was definite movement in that right elbow. He was lucky there to get away with it.
Well, here comes the world champion at 109 kilos. Won the title in Ashgabat in Turkmenistan. Won the junior world title in 2017 along with the European senior title. And he's been successfully snatching into the 190s over the last couple of seasons. 187 to go straight into first place.
Easy lifting. Marty Rossion representing Armenia. Well, this was very impressive indeed. Lots of upward float on the bar. That indicates there's more kilos there. Upward float is the time the bar continues to move up as the lifter is dropping under.
Well, the class has now been whittled down to Belarus, Russia and Armenia, and this is Rodion Bochkov. Second attempt, 187. That would be equal on kilos, but would move him from fourth to silver. Accomplished.
Accomplished, and accomplished with some grit and determination. This is definitely the tidiest scoreboard I've ever seen.
This is a terrific performance. I mean, there's only 3 red on the board at the moment. That's an outstanding opening to the championship here.
We've only got 4 attempts remaining. It's hotting up now for the medal positions. We know who the medalists will be. What we don't know
is the order. And there you have it on the board there. They're the 4 that Mikhailo was alluding to. So Marty Rossion with 2, Bochkov with 1, and Aramanov with 1. So Aramanov it is, coming in at 190. So this to go into gold. And at 190, it will put him 3 kilos ahead of the other 2. So is this within his rage? Coming up to his 31st birthday now, this man.
That's nice. Great lifting from Aramnov. He can do no more. To put himself into the best position. Just has to sit and wait now to see if that is good enough for gold or if he's going to be surpassed.
Well, clearly very well prepared for this competition.
Technically very good as well. It's the speed under the bar that's most impressive.
So the bar, well, I was going to say it has to go to 191, but in fact it's going to 192. Marty Rossion driving the competition here.
At the moment, he's not being drawn into the competition for the medals. He seems to be following his own game plan. As you mentioned, 191 would be enough to go into the lead. He's got bigger ambitions.
Yeah, just perhaps trying to turn the screw on Rodion Bochkov.
And I think he's going to be trying to build towards a certain record.
196 is the senior European record. This man, 22 years of age, so he still could go for under 23 records.
Well, he's one step closer, and that is great lifting yet again from Szymon Marty Rossion. He needs to find a bit more fire in these legs, but I'm pretty confident he'll do that.
Yeah, the European standard at senior is 196, 195 at under 23. Now, the penultimate lift. Going to 192, he's accepted that he's not going to overtake Marty Rossion, but he's trying to move from bronze to silver to get ahead of the lifter from Belarus, Aramanov.
Bochkov puts the pressure right back on to Szymon Marty Rossion. That is some great lifting, David. What does Szymon do now? Does he go for the gold medal, which is only 1 kilo more? Or does he put the weight on for the record?
Well, this is where you have a quick glance at the clean and jerk openers.
Looking at this, Bochkov, who's in picture at the moment, has posted a 210. Marty Rossion, 225.
Yeah.
So in the grand scheme of things, it would appear that Marty Rossion shouldn't be too worried.
He's gone for the record. He has gone for the record, the senior record, not even the under 23 record. He'd take that as well. So this is a kilo above the standard that was introduced before the World Championships last year. So this is for a senior European record, but it's also going for a world record. And the 5 kilo advantage over his nearest rival, if he makes it.
He's got the lead. Oh, it's gone. The world record has been spat out the back door.
And it's even Stevens, so to speak, in terms of kilos, because it means that Szymon Marty Rossion and Rodion Bochkov, Armenia and Russia, are equal on 192 kilos going into the break, with Andrei Aramanov of Belarus 190 and Timur Naniev 186. This wasn't far away.
It was so close, David. If you see this from the side, drops the chest a fraction. It was always behind him and he was trying to hang on. That world record, well, it's not far away, is it?
So 2 kilos separating the top 3. And there you can see it. And Naniev got to do some work. He's 6 kilos down in 4th place, the Russian, as the boys now prepare for the clean and jerk. They've got just over 9 minutes in which to start their warm-up, those who are going to be out first, of course. So we'll also take a little break, and when we come back, we'll review the best of those lifts before going into the second half of the competition. But a great start to the 109 kilo Championship of Europe. But we get underway here with Sargis Marty Rossion. Marty Rossion, 2 out of 3, 181. So this for 381 kilos. He won his bronze medal last year with 384 at 105 kilo category. This, of course, 109 now.
And the clean is very strong. There's that oscillation on the bar. The jury have been very strict on this over the competition thus far. The referees have given it to him. They're happy.
Jury were unanimous. They were happy.
It's been a rule that's never really been enforced up until these European Championships. Over 2 decades, I've never seen it enforced. And here on the replay, we see a bit of a whipping. The split position is good. It's nicely to arm's length.
And that extra kilo that Sargis has got to take him to 381 now eclipses the B group, and he's in the gold medal position. But a little early to be thinking about medals.
It certainly is. Sargis was there or thereabouts for the medals, only 4th place after the snatch. He hasn't had a huge amount of time to warm up and prepare now for the clean and jerk.
So the bar going to 206. Just what did he do? Well, he did more than 206 in the Olympics in Rio. Well, I'd be impressed if he's in that sort of form.
Well, he's taken a 6-kilo jump, but you can see Zaitsev of the Ukraine. He's pacing around in the warm-up room as if to say, come on, get on with it. I want to step onto that platform. He's ready to go. Clock is on 1 minute 20. Sargis has got plenty of time. But it is tough when you're following yourself.
Yeah, but you alluded also to something that's really important, that the other guys are warming up. They've got a pattern going. So these delays, even, you know, not very big delays, can sort of disrupt their planning.
They can, but normally the coach will be keeping an eye on the scoreboard. They'll be keeping an eye on what's going on the platform as well, and adjusting the athletes' warm-up appropriately.
I really like the way he's going about this competition. You know, there's a real positivity about what he's doing. He's got clarity of purpose, and, you know, so far so good. He's made 3 out of 4. May it continue. Austria don't have too many men who can, or indeed women who can compete at this level. Sarah Fischer got a bronze medal for Austria yesterday. That notched up 100 medals since 1897 for Austria.
It's there, it's overhead.
Very pleased. Very pleased.
Some pretty impressive lifting from Sargis Marty Rossion. He's a character, isn't he? And he really is enjoying his time on the platform and on the big stage right now.
He's got a bit of double support here as well, because he was originally from Armenia, so he's got the Armenians and the Austrians with him.
He has. Really nice jerk position, splits nice and evenly. So what's he going to go to next? I had him down as doing 210.
I'm really pleased because he's now 3 kilos above what he lifted last year. So I think that's, you know, that's good. He did 389 in the World Championships as a total. So he's right there to have a go at that, at least. And Zaitsev now out for 208 kilos. Zaitsev representing the Ukraine.
Oh, it's very, very soft overhead. There was no leg drive. You're not going to get 208 kilos off your shoulders to arm's length without using those legs.
Yeah, that does not look promising, I have to say.
Well, let's take a look here. There's just no drive. He dips and splits. He does come back up a little bit, but only to the point where he was before he dipped. As a lifter, you've got to dip and you've got to explode through where you started. The aim is to generate upward momentum on the bar, and the legs are far more powerful than the arms. And that's where the effort should be coming.
1 or 2 opening weights posted. Artur Plesnieks of Latvia, 213. Be a little while till we see him. A lot of men on 210. Gospodinov, Sargis Marty Rossion, you've already seen. Timur Naniev at 210. Bokshkov of Russia, also 210. 215 for Michalska, the Pole. Had a good little series in the first half. And, of course, 225, the standout opener for Simon Marty Rossion.
Well, Sargis Marty Rossion just having a good look himself, not trusting the coaches to do their job. He's posted a 211 for his third. He's got a bit of a wait because there's a few lifters still to come out around the 210 mark, as you said.
So, Zaitsev, well, can he do this? I mean...
I think so, David. I think that was a bit of a wake-up call that he's got to find his legs. He's got to execute now. Under pressure.
This second attempt, that first failure in the clean and jerk has already limited his ambitions. Hands out to shorten the distance.
It's better. Bit of a shrug of the shoulders as if to say, why didn't I do that to start with?
It's interesting, though, he had a little look at the attempt board just to make sure there were 3 white lights there.
Well, the refereeing has been very strict.
But so it should be.
Lifters have looked in surprise when they've been failed. Normally, if there's a problem, the athlete feels it.
I know the entry total's only a guide, but he posted 390. He's on 381 at the moment. So he's going to come short of that.
Next.
So 210 on the bar for Naniev, a man who we've seen with 216, 220 in the past. More recently, end of December, 212 in the Qatar Cup. So he's in that area for his first attempt on the clean and jerk. And of course, Naniev, in fact, it's Sargis Marty Rossion. This is where the games start. Coming out at 211. Those men at 210 have gone up.
And when we thought for a minute that Sargis Marty Rossion was going to have to wait a while for his attempt at 211, all of those lifters who posted the 210 have all gone up.
So this for 389 to equal what he achieved in Ashgabat in Turkmenistan, to equal what he achieved in the Olympics in Rio.
Oh, what a shame. That would have been a really good series of lifts. He's left back on 387. He's still in the lead at the moment.
Yeah, 4 out of 6. I was hoping it was going to be 5, but never really got it on his shoulders, did he?
No, maybe lost his focus, lost his way a little. In the warm-up room, you saw him wandering around, doing other things.
So here's the man who collected 192 kilos and a silver medal in the first half, the same number of kilos as Simon Marty Rossion of Armenia, but coming out for 213. It was 210. He's gone up 3 kilos. Nice and strong overhead.
Very good. And what's really nice to see, David, in these heavier categories is how they're not just relying on brute strength anymore. So much more to this sport. And for anybody who's tried it, whether it be through weightlifting or CrossFit, they'll know just how tricky it is. to grasp these movements. And these boys, well, they're making it look comfortable.
Well, it's a quality field, and the lifting has been impressive. Gospodinov, half-time, 5th place, 181, but that is 11 kilos down on the half-time leaders. So, doesn't really give him a realistic chance of getting to the overall medals. That's not a possibility. Clean and jerk, but he's going to have to be superb, but he's, to be honest, an outsider. But, like most people who enter competitions, they have targets, they have ambitions that they've set for themselves.
He's got a best of 2:22, unless you've got something recorded differently.
Where did that 2:22 come from?
Sometime in 2017.
Really?
So this is a 2:15 opener. I'm guessing he's trying to push his own personal boundaries. And hangs on to it a long time in the second phase of the lift. We'll have a look on the replay. Right, that bar is definitely oscillating. I'd call that a no lift personally.
Well, the jury were happy enough with it. It's interesting you say that about the 2:22, because most of his lifting I've got here around the in the teens rather than the 20s.
There's a delay before he dropped under. That bar is whipping, it keeps whipping. One of the jury members failed it.
Yeah, I think it was the president, Tina.
Yeah, and she's pretty hot on that rule, and it's just so frustrating when lifters are allowed to get away with it. If the rules are there, follow them.
Yeah, I echo what you say, Mikhail. I think there's only been, what, a couple of occasions when well, you particularly would have perhaps made a different decision, but otherwise the juries have been tough. They've been hard, but they've been accurate.
Absolutely, they have, and it's been following the rules to the T at this championships.
So the man in 4th place at the halfway stage, 2:15. Now he was 6 kilos down, Timur Naniev. So again, for men in his situation, got to make every one.
Really good overhead. Makes it look effortless.
Well, clearly the warm-up went well, because he posted 2:10, came in at 2:15.
Yeah, and that still looked really good. When you can move with such precision and skill, you really can make these weights look good.
So, Russia 1 and 2 at the moment.
Are they good enough to stay in the medals? Well, time will tell.
Well, if Marty Rosson's 2:25 is...
I didn't say for gold, I said in the medals.
You did indeed.
Well, hang on a minute, who just posted a 2:20? Did I just see a 2:25 go to...
No.
Did I just
2:21 to 2:21 to Michalska.
Forgive me, I thought I saw somebody post.
No, 2:21 to...
yeah, no, I did see it. Naniev of Russia has just done that 2:15. He's gone straight to 2:25. I did see it. And that's an attempt to try and stay with Simon Marty Rossion, who is due to start on 2:25.
Meanwhile, Andrei Aronov of Belarus, bronze medal from the first half. Most of his achievements have come at world and Olympic level, not so much at European. 2:16. This to go into the overall lead and also first place in the clean and jerk.
Nice. And it's interesting you say that most of his results have come at world and Olympic level. These lifters now have to produce results at continentals, at world championships, so they can be eligible for Olympic Games. And the good thing about the new qualification procedure is we're going to see these lifters performing on the big stage far more frequently than we ever did before. 6 times they have to expose themselves to big competitions and drug testing.
Yeah, that's the minimum, of course, because the International Testing Authority can add to that anytime they wish to. And it's good news that they're going to take over the totality of testing.
I can't wait. This is crazy. I'm going to say this on air, and I hope I don't get shot for it, but they're not testing all the medalists. Simple as that.
Well, at the moment, the International Weightlifting Federation have clung on to testing in competition. But they have agreed now to sign up to hand the whole thing over to...
And the sooner the better. All of those countries that were banned for the last year, in my view, should all be tested at every single one of these events.
I've no idea why they didn't do that in the first place. I would have thought it was totally beneficial for them to have done that. Now Zaitsev with 217 on the bar. So this is 9 big kilos. That's the best of his cleans. No.
Too much movement in the elbows for my liking. He's hanging on for dear life. He thinks he's got it, and he has. He's been given it 2-1.
No, the jury won't have that, and they're not going to have that. The competition is going to be stopped, and rightly so.
Yeah.
No, that's, yeah. He hasn't seen, he might, well, no, he still hasn't recognised it, but that's not valid. We'll get a replay of that in a moment.
So it's both elbows we're looking at. The clean was absolutely fine, but it's the elbow lock that caused him the issues.
Yeah, that left arm clearly.
Right arm as well, both of them.
Well, his fans have just realised that. We don't need the booing. He's looking mystified. Well, he must have realised.
Well, there was a lot of movement, a lot of staggering around. There's a chance he may not have felt that.
So, Artur Plesniaks. This is his first attempt, lying in 8th place, bringing forward 180 kilos. So again, looking for the lead in the clean and jerk.
It's good. No mistaking this time, straight to arm's length. Good first attempt for Artur Plesniaks.
Yeah, he's definitely a 222 man. So a bit more to come. So Belarus in the lead, Russia challenging. 5 kilo increase, 218.
No.
Oof.
We've got issues here, haven't we? These lifters under a lot of pressure to try and stay with the medals in this highly competitive group.
Yeah, the pressure is absolutely on now, everybody. You know, it was such a good first half, but they performed so well in the first half that, you know, now trying to make all these lifts.
Yeah, and Bochikov under pressure, silver medalist from the snatch, just trying to muscle it to arm's length. You can't do that.
So as you look at the leaderboard there, still Simon Marty Rossion and Arkadiusz Michalski to start. Michalski going to arrive at 221. Marty Rossion still sticking with 225 for his opener. Polish lifter is pretty accomplished. Could see him making progress.
This is the rerun again of the lift that was overturned. Both elbows all over the shop. So when he sees that back,
he won't argue, surely.
He can't argue.
Well, we just don't need that. The reality is that...
Unfortunately, we've got a poorly educated crowd, David, who don't know what the rules are. We've got a massive replay screen here in the hall, and I think anybody that's watching would call that as a press out.
Yeah. So Bochkov now 218. So this would take him to 410.
That's better from Bochkov, the last throw of his dice. He puts himself up into the lead. Can he stay there? Can he hang on to a medal even?
Best ever total for him.
Brilliant lifting. I mean, one mistake, that second jerk. He couldn't have done a huge amount more today. 410 kilo total. See the float, loads of upward movement on the bar. Great technique. Pushing with the arms a little still. We know that because the bar comes off his shoulders slightly as he dips.
But all he can do now is watch and wait.
That's it. Horrible position to be in. He's played all of his cards. He can do no more.
Well, the bar's gone to 221 to announce Arkadiusz Michalski. And I think this is going to be interesting to see how he progresses. I mean, he did 228 in the World Championships, Michalski, on his way to a total of 403. Now he's lowly in the rankings in 9th place with only 179 kilos. He made all 3 attempts, but he's quite a lot of kilos away from overall medals. But clean and jerk.
But he needs an excess of 230, really.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about clean and jerk more than anything else. Anyway, let's hope he gets away to a good start here.
It's good, but he needs to be even more aggressive with the legs if he's going to go much further. There's a lot more in the tank, I'm sure of it.
Well, it's taken him up to 4th overall. 4 out of 4.
Yeah, that 179 on the snatch has just left him wanting a little. Quite a long way back, big deficit to make up. Split position, very good.
So the man from Belarus now. Towering over the bar. Now, 221 for Aramnov. 5 kilo increase to take him to 411, which will give him the overall lead by a kilo.
It's nice. That is better than nice. Absolutely smashed it. No messing around between the clean and the jerk. He's in the lead and in contention now for the big medals.
Got to say, I haven't seen this man, Aramnov, in this sort of shape and form for quite a few years.
Yeah, the clean, he rounds his back a little. That's just his style of lifting. With the jerk, he really commits, splits the feet wide.
That's 10 kilos up, by the way, Aramnov, on what he did in the World Championships. So, Gospodinov looking cheery. .222 on the bar. So this for first place in the clean and jerk.
The jerk is superb. The clean, well, a few things that could be improved, but the jerk was a great recovery.
However, how much has that taken out of him in respect of his third attempt? And
jury have called a stop on this. Let me see.
Yes,
have they seen something we haven't? Let's have a look. Okay, so probably, potentially, an adjustment when the bar lands on his shoulders. He then, yeah, elbow touch they've called. I want to see that again.
Yeah. So you were thinking an elbow touch on the knee?
Potentially, but I do need to see that again. An elbow touch is something that happens so fast.
You just had that confirmed to you.
Yeah, quick shout down to the jury just to confirm, and that's the reason that they've given is an elbow touch. So if we get to see it again, we'll try and point it out. But basically, when you clean, the elbows need to stay high above the knee. If they touch the knee, it's a failed lift.
Yeah, it's one of the many ways you can lose the lift. Now, what's the thinking of that, Mikhaila, that elbow touch? It was always
he dropped his chest. When he landed, his chest was down. I'd say mainly for safety, to be honest.
That's what I was getting at,
because
yes.
if your elbows hit your knees, you risk breaking the wrist. Simple as that. So if anybody at home is watching this and you're involved in CrossFit or weightlifting, a common error that I see is people catching a clean with their elbows low. Please learn to catch it elbows high. You will need to release hook grip to be able to do that. Hook grip when you come off the floor, but no hook grip when you land. And that's the main reason lifters catch it with their elbows low.
So, Marty Rossion, true to his word, coming out here for 2:25 to open up. Plenty of time. A little bit of fire in the belly. That's always good to recognise.
Oh, easy lifting. Oh, I don't know.
Well, left arm.
Elbows.
2-1 against, or 2-1 for.
2-1 in favour, and it's a split decision on the jury as well. He's got away with it. Lucky man. Clean was fine, really easy. Watch the elbows. I stand by it. There was a press out. He's lucky.
Nonetheless, he's 6 kilos ahead of Aronov and a full 7 ahead of Bochkov, who's down to third. Now Naniev. Now remember Bochkov, he's lifted out. Naniev has gone for this 10-kilo increase. He's been sitting in the wings waiting. So this would take him to 411. It would enable him to leapfrog his teammate into the bronze medal position.
This is big. His first attempt was very, very strong. This is much harder. Oh, he's gone dizzy. He's okay, but he does need to get that belt undone, and somebody to lean on might help as he comes off the stage. Oh, steady on.
Doctors there. They're with him.
He's okay. It just takes a few seconds to get your vision back, stop going dizzy.
He has actually lifted that weight. I remember him lifting it actually in the President's Cup in Russia. Yeah,
but we are, as we've said several times, a year or two on.
Now, Artur Plesniks, he's looking for 7 kilos. And just looking at this, this would take him to 405, which would just move him up into 4th place. But, of course, 225 will put him into silver medal position in the clean and jerk. And he'd still have one more attempt. This might be a clever plan here. Man with a plan.
It's good, David, and the man with a plan is executing superbly well. As you said earlier, he's been in contention with medals numerous times. He could well be again today.
Yeah, he's just been very consistent. Obviously, one of the things is he must have avoided serious injury to be able to do that season after season after season.
Completely, but that's what a good technician is able to do. If you're clean, you're not abusing and taking drugs. If you're doing this naturally and over a period of time with good technique, you can have a long career.
So 4th place at the moment. That sees him 5 kilos off an overall bronze, but now Gospodinov to try again. Now he's also put the bar up, so this is a 10 kilo increase. He's looking for 4:06, but it's really the clean and jerk he's about here more than anything else. He's not going to get into the overall medals. No, not for me. No, not for him.
Hits him hard. He drops his chest again. We didn't see the elbow touch this time, but he definitely dropped his chest. I really would like to see that other lift that the jury overruled, because I missed the elbow touch.
So Naniev, who's now down into 5th place overall, 7th in the clean and jerk, and once again, as before, trying this 10 kilo increase, which would take him up to 411 kilos. It would actually push his teammate down, Botchov, out of the overall medals. It's Armenia, Belarus, Russia, Latvia at the moment, the 1, 2, 3, 4. The younger of the 2 Russians by a year. But
what a recovery. Can he stand still? No, I think those elbows have bent.
Yeah, I was just about to say the better of the 2 Russians on the day, but 2-1 against, and that is, again, the correct result.
That is the correct result. All jury members have failed it as well. He's asking why. He's not getting a response. It was a press out. It was on the recovery. He split so wide. It was a fantastic split and ability to recover, but there the elbows come unlocked and straighten.
So that means that Rodion Botchkov stays in overall 3rd, the best of the 2 Russians. Well, we've still got a few twists and turns to come now. Andrei Aramnov, last attempt here now. This is a 5 kilo increase. But interestingly, this would take him to 4:16. It would just enhance his silver medal position. Would take him into the lead in the clean and jerk, but they've obviously assessed that this is the max on this day.
Right elbow. I think because he turned, he might get away with it. No, he hasn't. It has been seen.
Yeah, the jury were not absolutely. There was one dissenter.
I'm sorry, but you can hear the boos in the crowd. You can see the reaction from the lifter. But all of these decisions thus far have been correct. That was a definite press out in the right arm. But I think we've got a crowd in here today who may be not quite sure on these rules or not used to having them enforced so strictly.
Well, either that or they simply just don't understand the sport.
Watch his right elbow. Press. Yeah. Because he turned, I wasn't sure if the referees were going to see it, but they did. And the position that the jury are in are to the left of the platform, so they would have had a clear view as he turned.
Overall standings there, but there are some crucial lifts to come. Michalska for Poland still with 2 attempts to come in the clean and jerk. Plesniks, this was the man I said who had a plan. He's now going for 7 kilos. So this is a big 3rd attempt here. and this would lift him from 405 into 412 and would actually push Aronov down to the bronze medal position. So talk about a crucial lift. But as I said, he's been getting silvers and bronzes consistently for the last 4 seasons. Can he do it again here?
This is big. Come on. Oh, what a shame. What an opportunity.
Yeah. But that was a heck of a weight.
It was a heck of a weight. It was a big ask. It was a big personal best attempt. And that was an opportunity for a medal. Good drive, so nearly there. What a shame. Teammates watching on. They've had some good success from Latvia these championships.
Now, this is a man who I've always thought had his eye mostly on the clean and jerk honours, but have a look at this. This is a big, big lift, 12 kilos up. You don't see this very often. But this would take him to 412. This will put him into overall silver as well as the lead in the clean and jerk.
He has nothing to lose. He's already got a medal on the clean and jerk. Can he stand? No, he can't. I'm afraid the legs might not be strong enough to get up with that.
Yeah, he got buried very deeply there. I was surprised. I thought he was going to do that, actually, strangely enough.
Yeah, he can front squat this, for sure. So we know he's got the leg strength, but it's more than that when it comes to cleaning. It's about timing, landing and standing. You saw there in the replay, he hit the bottom, then the bar hit him, so he wasn't able to stand straight out.
Well, that was a high risk attempt, but he's got one more go at it. So there you can see in the clean and jerk, as Mikhaila said, he's in the bronze medal position, and Plesnex is in silver. So, you know, I'm pleased that he's going to get a medal because that's really important.
Yeah, medal on the clean and jerk for Plesniaks.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, Latvia's coming away.
Well, Simon Marty Rossion looking very calm and collected as he looks on, watches the scoreboard.
And Botskov still clinging on to bronze. So, 2 men alive. Arkadiusz Michalski, who obviously is going to have to come out again and take 233. I wonder what's going through Marty Rossian's mind.
Well, he looks fairly calm and collected out the back. He doesn't look to be too stressed or wasting too much energy. Seems to be enjoying the competition.
Well, he wouldn't actually have to come out again, but I'm sure he wants to win the clean and jerk. Now, Arkadiusz, can you find that necessary strength, that drive? Can you achieve the clean? If he does, he's got a shout.
He needs to stand straight out, no bouncing at the bottom.
No, it evaporated in the head, and that's disappointing. He's got a consolation bronze from the clean and jerk. So the championship in every regard has now gone to Simon Marty Rossion, the pre-competition favourite, who has 2 attempts at his mercy. Well, the clean and jerk world record is 240, but he's coming out for 235. $10-kilo increase to really stamp his authority on this competition.
Well, that's a bit more challenging. The jerk is better, this time straight to arm's length. Is this just a stepping stone to a world record attempt?
So the first thing we can say is the champion of the 105 kilo category as it was. Simon Marty Rossion in 2017 is now effectively regained the title for Armenia. And where's he going to go?
Well, 41 is my guess.
Why not?
If the record, world record is 240, 5 kilo jump is very much in reach. Sore wrist by the looks of it. Is he going to come out for his third even? We don't know that. He's shaking hands as if to say no. I think he's done, David.
Well, the bar, no, he's decided. Simon Marty Rossion has decided to save his energy and power for another day. Job done. Excellent day at the office for him. Armenia, another 3 gold medals, snatch, clean and jerk, and overall. And here, confirmation that Plesnieks gets a decent silver there for Latvia. Well done to him. Arkadiusz Michalski, bronze. Pleased for him that he's managed to do that. And there you can see Aramnov and Botchkov. But look at the difference there. 2:13 for Botchkov, 2:35 for Marty Rossion. He really has stamped his authority on this. And there you can see Owen Boxall, only 2 lifts made out of 6, and in the clean and jerk ranked 17th. Well, we've got plenty to come for you today. Over on Eurosport 2, we'll have the women's super heavyweight, now the over 87 kilo class. Remember, it used to be over 75, then it went up to over 90. But here, confirmation by a handsome margin of 16 kilos. Simon Marty Rossion is the champion of Europe. Aramnov on his way back, the Belarusian, taking the silver, and Rodion Botchkov of Russia, the overall bronze. So plenty to enjoy on Eurosport, which is why Michaela and myself are going to have to take our leave. Do join us on Eurosport 2 for the women's super heavy.